Hello, welcome to Lemon Studios, where we talk anything and everything entertainment. I'm, of course, the Lemon himself, Zeke Lemon, and this is my review for Rings of Power Season 2, Episode 7. But before we get into that, let's get the house clean out of the way, shall we? I'm Jaleel Like. Comment below, let me know your thoughts on Rings of Power. And, of course, hit that subscribe button as it helps me grow into my YouTube career. I would greatly appreciate it. Now, all that out of the way, let's get into the review, shall we? So, we have been really enjoying this season so far. Significantly better than Season 1 in every single way. I mean, I feel like I've been a broken record throughout. I was like, look, this season is much better than Season 1. But I have yet to hit that second gear. Is what I've come to realize after watching this episode in particular, is that I have just failed to hit that second gear because a lot happens in this. And I did feel quite a bit. But I just don't feel the attachment to the characters that I think the show wants me to have. Now, overall, I do think this episode in particular is not only the best episode of this season, but the best episode of the whole entire series. I mean, this episode had a little bit of everything. It had action, it had drama, it had a little bit of romance. I mean, it was just really cooking. And we really focused on just the three main storylines, which is Durin, Sauron, and of course Galadriel. And, you know, we're facing the orcs. And it was just this big battle episode. Elrond coming in. Elrond is freaking badass in this whole entire episode. Love the moment where, you know, his horse dies and he freaking just goes in another gear, hits the orc into the catapult and says die, and then slingshots him and says, "Ah, you're gonna go wee!" And I loved everything that we did with Sauron as well. Continue to be the ultimate gaslighter with this build that we've been doing with this fall of this leader of this area, and seeing how his whole kingdom is just completely destroyed and how he can't even talk to his own people because he's been gone. He's just been gone, and Sauron has taken them over completely, and how he's able to gaslight the whole entire kingdom into taking it over. And it was like really heartbreaking to see. Like, I really felt for him when he was like, I have no power. And I did feel a little bit of, hell yeah, man, way to get your kingdom back, when him and Galadriel have the conversation, and of course they go back to go fight Sauron. It was just nice that he had his army back with him. And then of course Sauron was just like, I mean, y'all had it so easy, but okay. And then was able to easily decapitate him. I think out of all of the three storylines that were going on, that was the one that was most intriguing for me, that didn't have anything to deal with the battles. It was just this constant of, okay, so now you know I'm Sauron. You're going to finish these rings. And if you don't finish these rings, your people are going to die. I will make sure they lose. If you finish the rings, I'll make sure they win. What do you want to do? You saw what I was able to do with you right now. You've been in this escape room for the longest time, and it took a mouse for you to figure out what do you want to do, huh? Okay, that's what I thought. And now he does finish the rings. He gives them to Galadriel. And now we set up the big finale of this big battle between Galadriel and Sauron that we've been building since Season 1, which was one of the most intriguing things of the first season. Then, you know, we had Durin, who to me is probably my favorite character in the whole entire series. I was super, super happy to finally get that moment with him and Elrond again, and because that was my favorite storyline out of all of Season 1, was seeing these two build their relationship up and hanging out. And to finally get that moment with them again, it meant a lot to me. It really did. Now, I don't know what we're going to be doing in the finale, where, you know, Durin's team was supposed to show up to back up Elrond when when the High King showed up for the elves, and he's like, look, we're in the battle, let's do this. And he goes, Durin will come. And then, of course, the ogre comes in, and we finally have our cool elf. The only problems I have with this episode, because again, this episode was spectacular. We focused on the main three. They all intertwined with each other in some way. They were all very tightly connected. I really have no idea how we're going to wrap this up next season, because we still need to figure out what's going on with the stranger. How is he coming along in his training? If he's even doing his training, is he trying to find the Harfoots and, you know, get back with them because he saw that vision? What the hell are the Harfoots doing? Also, you know, how the men's storyline going on now that, hey, the queen also made some big plays to have the rifle to the throne. Like, sure, you had a falcon, bro, but she has a goddamn octopus or whatever that sea creature is. So we have to go back to that. and do the 9 rings make it to the men? It's just a lot going on. I'm just like, man, I know we have a season 3 coming. I do know that. So I'm not saying, we need to wrap it up by any means. Like, sure, you could leave some things open-ended, but there needs to be somewhat of a closure to be like, okay, this is the end of the chapter for this. And also, where our cool elf is, his crew still has a whole other storyline going on, and we have just abandoned them completely after, I want to say, what, episode 4? Like, we have not seen them for the rest of the season since, I want to say, episode 4. So that's really the only criticism I have of this episode, is that I do think it's significantly hurting the finale. As great as this episode was on its own, the overall story of it, I think it's going to hurt a little bit, because I do think we're going to be really, really rushing this finale and all these other final battles, because the battle is not even over yet. But yeah, overall, really like the episode. Love the engagement of all the characters. I like how our org leader, the father, he's making some valid points. Like, look, man, I need this ring in order to beat him. I'm the only one who has been able to beat him, and he really does believe that he's truly in the right. Sauron is just playing the game. Elrond is going through this fight. I had a great time with this episode. Let me know what y'all think about it down in the comment section. If you made it this far, please leave a like. I do greatly appreciate that. And hit that subscribe button as we do get to the finale. We got the Penguin coming out on Sunday. If you're into wrestling, we got SmackDown and Raw reviews. And of course, Bad Blood is next week. So yeah, hit the subscribe button to see all of that coming to the channel, along with the movie reviews that are coming out. Joker is next weekend as well. So until next time, guys, I'll see you here at Lemon Studios.